on Build Back Better. Madam President, now that President Biden has enacted his once-in-a-generation infrastructure bill, Democrats are taking the next steps towards passing the rest of his Build Back Better plan. The last year and a half have been unlike any in modern U.S. history. We've had a once-in-a-century pandemic followed by the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We've come a long way this year as we've lifted our country out of the depths of these crises, but the challenges, of course, aren't over. Americans right now want us to lower costs for things like healthcare, prescription drugs, childcare. We have a responsibility to pass legislation that will cut costs and improve American lives. That's why we need to keep working on passing Build Back Better. We know that passing this critical legislation will lower costs from some of the most basic and essential things in everyday life. And as economists from leading rating agencies said yesterday, Build Back Better will not add to the inflationary pressures in the U.S. economy. The child care provision could alone save families thousands of dollars each year. Families on average spend $10,000 annually on child care for each child under 4. A generation ago, this was unheard of. Build Back Better will dramatically lower costs for millions of families by providing the largest investment in child care in American history. The same goes for prescription drugs. If you're one of the roughly 10 million Americans who relies on insulin to manage your diabetes, chances are you've been spending more and more as the cost of this once affordable drug has skyrocketed. It's truly one of the perplexing and frustrating trends of the past 2 decades. Well, Build Back Better will make it so Americans with diabetes don't pay more than $35 per month on insulin, by enabling Medicare to directly negotiate prices in Part B and Part D. Again, lowering costs, improving the lives of millions of families. Examples go on and on, how people will have more money in their pocket given their expenses. Build Back Better cuts taxes for parents raising kids. It makes pre-K universal for the first time ever. It will provide help for small businesses to invest within the U.S. and hire American workers. And ultimately, it is the best thing we can do to recapture that sunny American optimism that's been the key to our country's success. Creating jobs, lowering costs, fighting inflation, keeping more money in people's pockets. These are things Americans want and what Americans need, and it's what BBB does. We're going to keep working on this important legislation until we get it done.